Hi, this is Derek Ramsey, Secretary of Education and Workforce Development Cabinet. I'm joined today by Reecie Stagnolia from Adult Education. And I shouldn't say from Adult Ed, you're from our cabinet now. Thank you for joining me, Reecie. I want to talk a little bit about something that you're very, very familiar with. That's Adult Ed. We have some big numbers here in our state that we're looking to work with. 335,000 to be exact. Those are folk without a GED or a high school equivalent. What is it and what's your plan and our team's plan to whittle that number down?
Secretary, I'm a little biased, but I think it's one of the most important public policy issues that we face in the Commonwealth. When you have 335,000 adults that possibly are ill-equipped to help their kids at night when they come home and get their homework out of their backpack, plus its impact on economic development efforts across the Commonwealth. When employers are considering locating to Kentucky, they're looking for an educated and skilled workforce. And today it's not so much about infrastructure of roads and bridges and sewer lines. It's about human capital infrastructure, and it's really an important topic that we need to talk about.
You know, as we look forward, and you and I have had several conversations about our personal feelings about this. Share with us your personal thoughts about Adult Ed and why it's so valuable, not only to the people of Kentucky, but to you personally.
So, you know, Secretary, as we've talked, it's personal and it's a passion of mine as a result of that. My father dropped out of school to join the Navy. When he returned, he obtained a GED and then used the GI Bill to go on to college and obtain a master's and other degrees, and ultimately became a local school superintendent in our home county, to where he just continually poured into students and individuals in our local community. And that's what really inspires my work today.
You know, the interesting part about that, and the reason I love you sharing this story with our folk, because so many times, so frequently, when people do not have a high school equivalent or a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree, so many times they think it's not for them, in particular when it's years later. And this is quite an example of, you know, just stick-to-itness and the opportunity. But what I want to do over the next few years is celebrate a GED, because what ends up happening is that, as you mentioned, not only does it affect you, it affects your family, it affects the next generation and the next generation. So we as a state have to start celebrating this experience.
You know, we all make mistakes and we all need a second chance at something. So it's critically important to create that opportunity for these individuals that for whatever reason dropped out of school. But now to help them understand and recognize that, let's say, for example, they've been working as a carpenter for the last 20 years. They may think, I've been out of school too long, I can't do it, but they probably have pretty darn good math skills. So it's never too late to return, re-engage, and pursue a GED.
I remember that, it's never too late. Reece, I'd like to thank you for joining me here today, and let's do this again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.